The wilderness cry that became Psalm 63. David alone in the desert with God. What happens when everything familiar disappears and you're left alone with your thoughts and God? For David, that moment didn't happen in a palace or during victory. It happened in a dry wilderness, far from home, where survival itself was uncertain. Hunted, exhausted, and surrounded by silence, David faced a loneliness deeper than fear. And in that desert, his cry became Psalm 63. The desert of Judah was not a place people chose willingly. It was harsh, empty, unforgiving. Rocks stretched endlessly under a burning sky. Water was scarce, shade almost non-existent. Every step drained strength. David moved carefully through the wilderness, far from Jerusalem, far from comfort, far from certainty. Once he slept behind palace walls. Now he searched for caves and rocky shelter just to survive the night. The wilderness stripped away everything familiar, status, security, even routine. And when distractions disappear, thoughts grow louder. The men traveling with David eventually slept, but David stayed awake. Desert nights feel different. The silence presses in. The stars feel endless. Every sound carries across the empty land. It was here loneliness truly arrived. Not just physical isolation, but emotional exhaustion. He missed worship in the sanctuary, missed the songs, missed feeling close to God in familiar ways. Have you ever noticed how faith feels easier when life feels stable? Out here, nothing felt stable. And David realized something painful. You can be chosen by God and still feel alone. Morning came with heat. The air dried his throat almost instantly. Water supplies were limited. Every sip had to be measured. But as physical thirst grew, David recognized something deeper happening inside him. His soul felt just as dry. No answers, no visible rescue, only waiting, and suddenly words formed, not as poetry but as survival. "O God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you." The desert revealed what comfort had hidden. David didn't only need protection, he needed God himself. As exhaustion set in, David remembered nights from the past. Victories, deliverances, moments when God carried him through impossible battles. Memory became strength. I have seen you in the sanctuary, beheld your power and glory. Even without the temple, David realized God's presence was not confined to buildings. The wilderness wasn't empty after all. God was there too. Sometimes God removes familiar support so we learn where our true source of life is. Something shifted. The same desert that felt lonely began to feel sacred. Fear didn't disappear, but worship rose anyway. Because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. David lifted his hands under the open sky. No audience, no musicians, no ceremony, just a man and God in the middle of nowhere. And worship born from survival carries a different depth. It isn't performance, it's dependence. Night returned. The wilderness was still dangerous. Enemies still searched. Nothing outward had changed. Yet David's heart was steady. On my bed I remember you. I think of you through the watches of the night. The desert did not destroy his faith, it refined it. David discovered that loneliness with God is never truly loneliness. Sometimes the wilderness is where faith becomes personal. Psalm 63 was not written after rescue. It was written while David was still thirsty, still waiting, still in the desert. And maybe that's why it still speaks today. Because many people are walking through quiet wilderness seasons, searching, waiting, wondering if God feels far away. If this story spoke to you, subscribe and continue this Psalm's adventure journey, where every psalm reveals the moment faith was formed in real struggle. And comment, "My soul thirsts for God," if you believe He meets us even in the wilderness,